Hi guys, my name is Sedu. I am the instructor of this course. CompTIA Security Plus Certification SYO-501 Introduction. The Security Plus certification program was developed by the Computer Technology Industry Association to provide an industry-wide means of certifying the competency of computer service technicians in the basics of computer security. The Security Plus certification is granted to those who have attained the level of knowledge and security skills that show a basic competency in the security needs of both personal and corporate computing environment. CompTIA exam objective are periodically updated to keep their exam applicable to the most recent development. So the course overview we can see here. We have to visit the following link to get the course objective. You can get it from CompTIA.org, the exact link. So let me show you that how to register that CompTIA objectives, so you will get a clear idea about this. So this is the web forum, so you have to fill up the details, the personal details, so you will get and then you have to select the certification, the CompTIA certification, what certification you are doing. So you need to select this, and then once you submit it, you will get an email. So once you get an email, you have to click the link. It will redirect to this page. So this is course objectives. You can see here exam as objectives. So you will here just scroll down, so you can see the test details here. The required exams SYO-501. Number of questions is maximum of 90. Types of questions, multiple choice and perform based. Length of test is 90 minutes, and recommendation experience, this is very important. So at least a 2 years of experience in IT administrator with a focus on security. So passing score 750. So we are going to see all this the below topic, the domain. So domain 1, domain 2, domain 3. So we're going to see one by one. You will see the later on video. So the practice lab, and then there's some exam preparation questions, everything. So in the video you will see that. So let's go for the slide. So for the latest price on the exam and update to the registration procedures, please visit www.vue.com. If you have further questions about the scope of this exam or related CompTIA programs, refer to the CompTIA website. You will get more information. So what is Security Plus certifications? So the Security Plus certification was created to offer an introductory step into the complex world of IT security. You need to pass only a single exam to become Security Plus certificate. However, obtaining this certification doesn't mean you can provide realistic security service to your company. In fact, this is just the first step toward true security knowledge and experience. By obtaining Security Plus certification, you should be able to acquire more security experience in order to pursue more complex and in-depth security knowledge and certifications. So then, CompTIA Security Plus Domain-1, threat, attacks and vulnerabilities. The percentage score exam 21%. So let's go for the topic, the domain 1. Okay, what is a threat? Threats or cybersecurity circumstances or events that may potentially cause us harm by way of their outcome. For example, an administrator accidentally leaving data unprotected on a production system. What is a vulnerability? Vulnerabilities simply refers to weaknesses in a system. They make threat outcome possibles and potentials even more dangerous. Examples of vulnerabilities are SQL injections, cross sites, and examples. There is a lot of examples out there. What is a risk? Risk refer to combinations of threat potential and loss impact. The risk formula, there's a very simple. is risk equal threat probability into potential loss. For example, if you have a SQL injection vulnerabilities, there is a threat of sensitive data theft. The potential impact is significant financial and reputation loss, and the probabilities of an attack is high. Therefore, this is a high risk situation. So we will now see that types of malware and indicator of compromise. So we will see that one by one. So virus, what is virus? So you guys can understand. So you will get more clear idea about this. So what is virus and crypto malwares and ransomware? So what worm doing? So the Trojan, what if Trojan is existing on the computer, the victim computer? So everything we can see one by one. So virus definitions: a malicious software intended to damage a computer system. So a virus is a program or piece of code that runs on your computers, often without your knowledge and certainly without your consent. Viruses are designed to attach themselves to other code and replicate. A virus replicates when an infected file executed or launches. It then attaches to other files, adds its codes to the application's codes, and continue to spread. Even a simple virus is dangerous because it can use all available resources and bring the system to a halt. Many viruses can replicate across network and even bypass security system. A few significant viruses have caused widespread troubles, like Melissa, for example. So Melissa, there is one of the real incident happened. Melissa first appeared in March 1999 as a macro virus embedded in a Microsoft Word documents. The receiver receives the Word document as an attachment to an email message and opens the document. The virus then sends an email to the first 50 address in the victim's email address book and attaches itself to each message. And then you can see here the macro virus. There is a lot of the macro virus is a type of virus is inserted into your Microsoft Office document and emailed to unsuspecting users. A macro virus uses a macro language and execute when the document open. Armored virus, a virus that is protected in the way that makes disassemble is difficult. The difficulty makes it armored against antivirus programs that have trouble getting to and understanding its code. Companion virus, a virus that creates a new program that runs in the place of an expected program of the same. And then multi-penetrate virus, and the multi-penetrate virus infects executable files and also attack the master boot root of the system. If the boot sector is not clean along with this infected file, the file can easily be infected again. So then the next is the types of virus. Again, the continuations. The page virus. Page virus, a virus that modifies and alters other programs and database. And then polymorphic virus. A polymorphic virus can change form or signature each time it is executed to avoid detections. The prefix poly means many. Morphic means shape. So this polymorphic malware is malicious code capable of changing its shape each time a polymorphic virus infects a new file or system. For example, it changes its code. As a result, detecting the malware becomes difficult without an identifiable pattern or signature to match. Heuristic scanning is one example. Instead of looking for a specific signature, heuristic-based signature scanning examines the instructions running with the program. And then retrovirus. So retrovirus, a virus that attack say a virus that attempts to avoid detection by antivirus software and from the operating system by remaining in memory. Stealth virus. This memory resident virus also use technique to avoid detection, such as temporarily removing itself from an infected file or masking file size. For example, a stealth virus removes itself from an infected file and places a copy of itself in a different location. Okay, next, so crypto-malware and ransomware. So ransomware, so just as it sounds, ransomware is a form of malware that attempts to hold a user ransom, often for monetary gain. So the attacker typically has already compromised your system and demands payment to prevent negative consequences such as deleting files or taking a website offline. Ransomware is actually an evolved and more demanding form of scareware. Such scare tactics are common with fake antivirus ads that supposedly find malwares on users' machines, making a purchase simply remove the annoying notice. So Crypto-locker is one of the best example of ransomware that became prevalent in 2013. So Crypto-locker attempts to encrypt your user's data. It generates encryption keys and stores the private keys and command and control server. So thereafter the ransomware demands payments in return for allowing access to the file. If the user doesn't pay, the ransomware threatens to delete the private key, so which is required to unencrypt the file and thus restore access. Such as malware, also known as crypto-malware, because it is specifically designed to find potential valuable data on a system and encryption it. In March 2017, ransomware known as WannaCry. The example you can see, Crypto-locker WannaCry. So WannaCry affect hundreds of thousands of systems around the world. WannaCry specifically exploited unpatched vulnerabilities on Windows systems. It even targeted hospitals holding data hostage and demand that infected users pay for access to their file. So there's one good example I would give you now, the tip. So ransomware is inequitable in that the attacker directly demand payment, often though the cryptocurrency. The amount requested often is relatively low to ensure a high likelihood of payment. Trojan horse or programs discussed as useful applications. So it shows as a useful applications, a legitimate applications. So Trojan don't replicate themselves as a virus. So but they what virus do? So Trojan do replicate themselves as virus do, but they can be just destructive. Code hidden inside the application can attack your system directly or allow the code originator to compromise the system. The Trojan is typically hidden, so its capability to spread depends on the popularity of the software and the user's willingness to download and install the software. Trojans can perform actions without the user's knowledge or consent, including collecting or sending data or causing the computer to malfunction. Trojans are often classified by their payload or functions. The most common include background downloader, info stealer, and keylogger Trojans. So backdoor Trojans open a less obvious entry into a system for later access. Downloader Trojans download additional, often malicious software onto infected systems. Info stealer Trojans attempt to steal information from the infected machine's keylogger. So the Keylogger Trojan is a monitor and send keystrokes type from the infected machines. So you can also give this. There's a examples: Bag Orifice, Stuxnet, Zeus, There's a lot of examples are there. Worms are similar in function and behavior to a virus, with one exception. So these worms are self-replicate and don't need a host file. The worm is built to take advantage of security hole in an existing applications or operating system. Then find other systems running the same software and then automatically replicate itself to the new host. This process repeats and needs no user intervention. When the worm is successfully running on a system, it checks for internet connectivity. If it's find connectivity, the worm tries to replicate from one system to the next. Keep in mind that the key difference between a virus and a worm is that worms don't need to attach themselves to file and program and are applicable and capable of reproducing on their own. So common method of replicating includes spreading through the email, the network and internet. Examples of worm include the following. So you can see I love you, my dome, stormworm, Anna Kurnikova, Slammer. So there's examples. I love you is one of the famous ones according to Wikipedia. So sometimes it's referred to as love bugs or love letter to you, love letter for you, or fake love. It's a computer worm that infected over 10 million Windows personal computer, and after 4th of May 2000. So when it started spreading as an email message with the subject line I love you and attached love letter for you.vbs. So the letter file extension .vbs was most often hidden by default on Windows computer of the time. So this leading unwitting user to think it was a normal text files. Opening the attachment activities, the Visual Basic script, the worm inflicts damage on the local machine, overwriting the random types of the file. So this is how the I love you worm was developed and then spread to everywhere. So let's go for the next slide. Logic bomb. Logic bomb is a virus or Trojan host designed to execute malicious actions when a certain event occurs or after a certain period of time. For a virus to be considered a logic bomb, the user of the software must be unaware of the payload. A programmer might create a logic bomb to delete all code from the server on a future data, most likely after he or she has left the company. In several recent cases, ex-employees have been prosecuted for their role in the type of destructions. One of the most high-profile cases of modern-day logic bomb involved Roger Dorino, or a disgruntled computer programmer who planted a logic bomb in about 1,000 computer systems of investment bank UBS to delete critical file and prevent backups. UBS estimated the repair cost at 3.1 million, not including downtime, lost data or lost business. The action of logic bomb coincident with the Dorino stock transaction. So Dorino stocks transaction. So the company added security and made fraud changes to the computer crime changes. Dorino was found guilty of planting a logic bomb on the system and securities fraud. So he was sentenced to more than 8 years in jail and fined 3.1 million. I give you the exam tips. A logic bomb is also referred to as slag code. The malicious code is usually planted by a disgruntled employee. So next one, keyloggers, keystrokes, loggers. So the software programs are hardware device that track the activity from input device. Like I said before, Trojan, the Keylogger Trojans monitor and send keystrokes types from the infected machine. So the same thing, the keyloggers are form of spyware where users are unaware their actions are being tracked. Keylogger software typically stores your keystrokes in a small file, which is either accessed later or automatically emailed to the person monitoring your action. Botnets. A bot, short for robot, is an automated computer program that needs no user interaction. Bots are systems that outside source can control. A bot provides a spam or virus originators with the venue to propagate. Many computers compromised in this way. These are unprotected home computer. So a botnet is large number of computers that forward transmissions to other computers on the internet. You might also hear to botnet refer to a zombie army. So a system is usually compromised by a virus or other malicious code that gives the attacker access. A botnet can be created through a port that has been left open or unpatched vulnerabilities. A small program is left on the machines for a future activation. The bot master can then unleash the effect of the army by sending a single command to all the compromised machines. A computer can part of a botnet even though it appears to be operating normally. So this is because bots are hidden and usually go undetected unless you are specifically looking for certain activity. So the computer that forms a botnet can be programmed to conduct a distributed denial of services. We will see on later on what is DOS attack, DDoS attacks, everything. So since mid of 2000s, botnets have flooded the internet. For example, the Storm botnet is started out as an email that began circulating on January 19, 2007. It contains a linked news story about a deadly storm. A year later, Storm remained the largest and most active botnet on the internet at the time. It continued to be a major source of spam even years afterward. So its immense effect has now subsided largely due to a patching, but on any given day. So thousands of commands and control botnet servers might still have millions of activated connections. Storm was the first botnet to make wide use of peer-to-peer communication. It also has self-defense mechanism. So when the botnet is probed too much, it reacts automatically and starts a DOS attack against the probing entity. So next, Backdoor. Backdoor is undocumented way of accessing a system's bypassing the normal authentications mechanism. We talked about this earlier in the Trojan topic. So an opening left in a program applications that allow additional access to a system or data. This should be closed when the system is moved to the protections. So next, RATs, remote access Trojan or remote administrator tool. So sometimes the backdoor Trojan is also known as a remote access Trojan. Specifically, a RAT installed on a system allow a remote attacker to take control of targeted system. This approach is similar to remote control program that allow you to personally access your computer and control it even if you are not sitting at the keyboard. So clearly the technology itself is not malicious, only the Trojan components is because it is installed without the victim's knowledge. So you can also see that the example sub7's back orifice and prorate Trojan poison EV. This is a sample piece of example. So you can Google it to more information. How does the rat work? So that if there is any samples, you can also play around with that. But I will show you that later on practice labs how to perform that action the virus, how to run the virus, how to remove the virus, and later on practice lab. Spyware and Adware. Applications that covertly monitors online behavior without the user's knowledge or permissions. Collected data is relayed to outside parties, often for use in advertising. Otherwise, doesn't harm the infected computer users or data. So this is a line between illegal spyware and legitimate data collection. So this is similar to a Trojan horse. Spyware sends information across the internet to some unknown entity. So in this case, however, spyware monitors users' activity on the system, potential including keystrokes typed, sends this logged information to the originator. So the information such as password, account numbers, and other private informations, they no longer is private. So there's the effect is some clues indicates the computer might contain spyware. So you can also check if it's infected. Your machine sometimes is slow, especially when the browsing the internet. The Windows desktop is slow in coming up, and then clicking a link does nothing to take you to the unexpected website. So the browser homepage changes, and you might not be able to reset it. So web page are automatically added to the favorite list. So this kind of result will happen if spyware adware existing on your computer, victim computer. So let's go for the next. Advanced persistent threat. So of stealthy and continuous computer hacking process, often orchestrated by a person or person targeting a specific entity, usually targets either private organizations, states, or both for business or political motivates. APT process requires a high degree of covertness over a long period of time. The advanced process signifies sophisticated techniques using a malware to exploit vulnerabilities in system. The persistent process suggests that an external command and control system is continuously monitoring and extracting data from a specific target. The threat process indicates human involvement in orchestrating the attack. So APT is any form of cyber attack that is able to continuously exploit a target over a considerable period of time. So APT often take advantage of unknown flaws and tries to maintain stealth throughout the attack. So the name derived from the concept that attacker are unique and exploit flaws that are not public knowledge. So that the exploit granted attacker ongoing remote access to and control over the target, and the attackers are likely nation states, as I said before. So sometimes APT is used to refer to threat actors who continue to focus on targets using all available exploitations in order to retain control and dominance over the victim. Okay, let's go for exam preparations. What type of malicious software is deliberately installed by an authorized user and sits dormant until some event invokes its malicious payload? Answer: A. Logic bomb. Answer is A. Logic bomb. So the second one, exam preparations. In your role as a security administrator, a user contacts you suspecting that his computer is infected. Yesterday he loaded a freeware program to help him perform a valid job function. What type of malicious software is most likely the causes of infection? Answer: C. Trojan. Answer is Trojan. So that's it, guys. for this video we will see more practice labs on the topics are very useful topics, and then how we can do more, how we can improve the more knowledge, how to secure the data, everything. So we can use more topic on later on video. So please subscribe my channel, press the bell button to get more update, share the video if you like. Thank you so much guys, have a good day, bye bye.